Hello, how you doing? So if you want to worry less about what other people think, then I think this will be of interest to you. So how to stop second guessing about other people and how this frees up your life to focus on better things. But first, hi, I'm Will Perry and I help make complex theories simple. It's not good enough to understand, we need to take action. I'm not clinically trained, but I've been an executive coach since 2001. I was head of action learning at the BBC. But in the last 13 years, I've been focused on this one question. Why do we get so stuck and what's it got to do with this shadow side? How I help people. Firstly, I can do it for you. I can work really intensely, closely, or I can do it with you in the small online groups. Or you can do it yourself with the online program. But also I've got lots of free content and free programs, so come and find out more. Do like, subscribe and share. But here is the video of the day. The video of the day is me. Hello. So I think it's an interesting thing. Have you ever had panic attacks? So I know it's pointless, to second guess and worry about what other people think. Yet it's not easy to stop. Right? It's not easy to stop it. So at my worst, I think well, it was my worst. I can remember having, I didn't have them much, but I definitely had panic attacks and it was on social occasions. So social anxiety, if you like, to give it a name. I remember once at a party and you would think, yeah, everybody's chilled and cool and, it was just a really cool, exciting time and relaxed. And all the signs of that I was giving on the outside. I was giving on the outside of that, but on the inside I was really, really insecure and not confident about myself, and I was putting other people above me, and I was feeling insecure to the extent that I had a panic attack, and and palpitations, needing to lie down, go out, get air and calm myself down. But I didn't understand it. I didn't understand those things at the time. I didn't understand why I was having a panic attack. I didn't even kind of understand it as a panic attack. Another time was I was at a club and I felt very out of place. Not a club, it was a bar, a trendy Notting Hill bar in London. And my girlfriend at the time, who became my first wife, she was mixing with these guys, and they were big handsome black guys, and I just got this insecurity around me, and it was like I felt like a little boy compared to these big handsome men. And I had a panic attack, and I had to sort of kind of crawl my, not crawl, but I felt like I was going to be sick. I had to get out of that club. I went outside, leant up again, and fell to my knees, and sweaty, palpitation. Crazy to think about now, but yeah, panic attacks, just awful. And it's the sense of it, feeling your own insecurities and feeling worrying about what other people are and preempting what other people are thinking about you. And most of my clients suffer from this to a degree, or to one degree or the other. And they get stopped in the actions they want to take, whether it's in business, in relationships, in whatever it is with their kids, because of the fear of what other people might think. And that's why I'm depicting it here. This real fear of what people might think. And it's more than just a pattern of thinking, because you'd think sorry, picture on the email, on the iPad. So you'd think it'd be more than just a thing of just stop this thinking and just carry on, woohoo, be free of this thought. That says free. Be free of this. There's a capital there. And anyway, be free of this thought. Okay, easily done, right? No, because there's something more to it. There's a deeper pattern that you can't just break out of. You can't just, because it's something you're not aware of. And the whole thing about preempting is that you think what somebody else is thinking, but very rarely do we in life. I'm good at this because I've learned how to do it, and I've got this role of coach and everything. I've refined my skills, if you like, of doing this. But you think they're thinking square. I know, I'm sure, I can evidence it. It's not out of the blue. It's because of what they've said, how they're acting, how they're being now, how I interpret their text, oh my God, oh yes, they're definitely thinking square. But if you actually ask them, what they're thinking, they'd say, no, I'm thinking triangle. Why would you think that? But we don't often ask. We don't often ask, We don't often. But why do we? Why do we have this propensity to overthink things? To either have the panic, have the anxiety, to overthink things, to second guess people. What is it? Excuse me. And that's the hidden belief. This hidden belief within us, and because by the very nature of it being hidden, we can't see it, so we're not aware of it. It's deep in the brain, right here, inside your brain. So of course you can't see it unless you're really good at putting your eyes. I'm not very good at that. My daughter's very good at that. But as she said, "What? Why can't you see your brain?" I said, maybe you could shine a torch in your mouth. And she said, yeah, then you'd see. Oh, I love it. So, yeah, you can't see inside. It's metaphorical, isn't it? But there's a belief, and it's a hidden belief because it's one we've had all our lives, and it's just been compounded over time, over our lives, and it becomes hidden from us because it's just normal. It's normal, so normal that we're unaware of it. And that's why I love the analogy of the farmer can't smell what we smell in his farm. He can't smell that. His senses nullify it. They make it normalize it. Whereas we go and visit his farm and whoa, bloody, that's why I like that analogy. It's a really simple analogy, but that's how the brain works. And it works on the senses like that. If you continue to have the same impulse on a sense, touching a finger, if you do that over time, not literally, because it would take a long time, but over time, your brain adjusts to that and says that happens all the time. So let's not record that anymore. Let's say that's normal. But we'll notice if there's a change. So we'll only record changes now rather than that bloody annoying tapping on my bloody finger. So that becomes the norm, and you only notice any change in that. So if it stops or something, does that make sense? So we've got this hidden belief, and that's what you need to solve because it's a negative, and that's the really important bit. It's the negative bit that makes us worry about what other people think, have panic attacks, be down on ourselves, be over worrying, overthinking, and it's that negative underlying hidden belief that's the problem, and that's the bit that you need to solve. And it's not easy. It's not an easy thing to solve. So how do we go about solving that? That's the bit that we need to solve, and that's the bit that I obviously focused with. But if you have these issues, if you find yourself in the position that you're worrying about too much about and making decisions about based on what other people think about it, or what other people might think about it, how it might impact other people, then that's the wrong thing, because you can never be fully happy, fully in control, fully authentic for yourself if you're basing your decisions on what other people think. In fact, it's not what other people think, it's what you think other people think. And when you do that, you're bound to be wrong. Just bit of a tickle, excuse me. You're bound to be wrong, and I'm sure you've proven that no, actually, unless you ask, you can't prove that. So that's what, it's so powerful to ask these questions, but we don't because we're worried about the outcome. We're worried about, and you can see it's self-perpetuating. It's a difficult catch-22. So the negative hidden belief is what drives that thought process. It's what drives that whole activity, and that questioning and the panic attacks and the physical reactions that we get to those thoughts. And those are the things we need to change. Whereas when we think of it on the surface, it's other things that we need to change, it's circumstances. But actually it comes down to this stuff in here, but it's hidden. We don't realize it's there. We don't know it's there even. That's what we need to solve. So my invitation to you, I'm doing, you might have heard me say a few times, I'm doing the new program now, and or very soon I'm going to opening that up. So you come and try, and I was calling it the beta Steps to Fly. You can start with just £47 and then find out how the process works to continue it. But I've got all the guarantees in place that you don't move on until you've got the last bit, and you don't have to move on, but to the next stage. But we've got the stages there ready for you with all the guarantees that you get everything you need to get out to the program, rather than buying a program and then putting it down and never engaging in it. I don't want that for you. I want this to be a program, if you choose to go through it, that it's a program that you engage in and get the benefit from. Because I hate that. I've done courses where you just don't, because guess what? You've got a negative belief that you can't do it, so you don't. And this is all about changing those negative beliefs, giving you the tools to control the emotions and create better ones and forge better neural pathways for yourself going forward, which is cool. Giving you the freedom to fly. That's a nice thing. So contact me, reply to this in whatever way, or just get in contact to find out about this and how you can kind of pre-book your space shortly. I haven't quite got the links and everything ready, but have a conversation first, and I'll be releasing this soon. So I hope you find this interesting. If you have these negative patterns, if this resonates with you, just get in contact. I'd love to hear what you're experiencing and how you experience it. All right, many thanks. Have an awesome rest of the day. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.